In today's video, you're going to learn about the education crisis in MENA. MENA is a region in the Middle East and North Africa consisting of multiple different countries. Students in these countries are not taught how to use their education to enhance their futures. There's a lack of career development and exploration for the students in these regions. As you can see, education here is not a priority. Students are thrown into small classrooms with small spaces on tiny desks. Students in these countries are not given the resources that they need in order to enhance their education. Due to the lack of wealth and economy in these suffering countries, the students are unable to learn and grow as they should. In these countries, 12.3 million kids were out of school, and a total of 22 million kids were either out of school or at high risk for dropout. But the world is not responding. No one in the world is listening or seeing these issues that these poor countries are having with their education. If we want our world to become a better place, we have to start with our students. Students in the MENA region are not getting the support and the resources they need to enhance their futures and their careers. But still, the world sits back unresponsive, not responding to the needs of students and kids in the world. And in order to make that global leap together and improve our world and give kids around the globe a fair education, if we really want that, then we have to get to work and we need to start helping the countries that need it most. Now we are going to hear from Jennifer Payne, who is an educator in the Shoreline School District, about her thoughts and ideas on this topic. In your own words, what is the importance of education?
So the importance of education, I think, as a teacher is to enable the students to learn about things that they would otherwise not get in normal day-to-day life. Also to be knowledgeable in lots of different things so they can hold conversations with people about history or math or science, being able to write. But I also think it's about getting them to experience things that they would not experience in their everyday normal life if they're just living at home. For example, I teach an engineering and robotics course, which is an exploratory course that kind of lets kids just see what engineering and robotics are all about. And without that kind of thing in schools, students would never have the opportunity to understand or to see what those kind of opportunities might be available to them in the future. And I also think it's about making them positive citizens.
In your own thoughts, what is the effect of a child not being exposed to a good education?
So, if children are not exposed to good education, I think it limits them in what their abilities and opportunities for the future. I think if they are not given the opportunity to a good education, then they miss the knowledge and the experiences that would enable them to live a better life. I'm not saying that a blue-collar job is a bad job, but still you need skills for those kinds of jobs and skills that are only learned by a good, positive education.
How does hearing about MENA education make you feel?
So hearing about the education system in MENA makes me very sad. It saddens me to think that there are girls and boys that are basically just going through the motions, and because it's what is supposed to happen, without opportunity to be productive, worthy citizens in their community, and being able to go out and get jobs or being taught life skills that will enable them to provide for themselves or their family, and to help their community in general.
If you were asked to solve this global issue, what would you advise?
So, if I was to give suggestions on how to maybe improve upon what is happening in that education system, I would say it has to start with the stakeholders, which are the community members of the children that are being educated. Meaning, what are some things that are absolutely necessary for those students to become worthy and effective citizens in their own community? And then it trickles down to the educators. The educators need professional development to help teach them how to teach those strategies and those things that are important in order for them to be successful, positive citizens. And then again, once that happens, then they can bring it into the classroom, and it just really starts from what is needed from the community, and how do you get that into the education system and training educators for the students.
The woman you just heard from is an educator in the Shoreline District and was just informed before filming this video about the MENA region education. I wanted to hear a teacher's perspective as I am a student, so I have bias in the idea of being a student and how I'm impacted by education, so I really wanted that kind of opposite viewpoint from a teacher's perspective and the thoughts they have about this issue.